here.
Grab it.
Good. We're gonna grab a basket, 2 hands. And then you can go right into here on the left. Yep, slowly, right here. Slowly, gently lower it into the oil. Don't want to burn yourself. Up, down a little bit further. Gotcha. There you go. And then we're gonna hit our fry timer right here. And that one's going good. Now we can drop another one too. So we'll grab one more basket, 2 hands.
2 hands?
Yep. We're gonna put it right here. Yep.
Okay.
Just gonna lower it slowly into the oil. Don't want to burn. Good. And then we're just gonna hit our fry timer right here.
Okay, right there.
Yep. Now we're waiting for that duty timer. So now when that duty timer comes up, again, hit the timer, take it out the oil slowly, give it a little shake so that way it don't get stuck together, and then lower it back into the oil.
Okay.
This one will probably go off before anybody else. Yep, there we go. Yep, you're good, you got it. So now lift it out of the oil, 2 hands. Then shake, and then slowly back into the oil, and that's good. Good job. And then we got another one going off. So duty timer right here. We'll hit that button. Good. And then out the oil. Shake. And then back into the oil. Very nice. And then our last one is going to go off. I'm going to give that a few seconds. I'm going to make a few more fries. So we got
Good. Yeah, let's make some more. Got about 10,000 people out there. That's a big crowd.
All right, get ready, because today we're diving into something truly unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right.
Trump flipping burgers and working the drive-thru in McDonald's.
You heard that right, a McDonald's drive-thru.
No, it's not a joke. It really happened, and we're going deep.
Deeper than a vat of fryer oil.
Uh-huh, exactly.
We're serving up a deep dive on this bizarre campaign stop to figure out what it says about Trump and his connection with supporters.
Because on the surface, it's a spectacle, right? But like every good meal.
It's all about the ingredients.
And this one has some surprising flavors to unpack, so
Let's start with the setup.
paint us a picture.
Okay, picture this. A totally average McDonald's in Pennsylvania, right? But it's been completely taken over.
Taken over? How so?
We're talking Trump flags, banners everywhere, a massive crowd, thousands of supporters.
All for a McDonald's run.
Oh yeah, they're not there for the McRib. They're there to see Trump.
And he's actually working there.
Oh, he's putting in the work, at least for the cameras. Spending time behind the counter, talking about making fries, even telling someone like, careful, don't want to burn yourself.
Okay, that image is both hilarious and kind of strange. I'm not gonna lie.
Totally. It's surreal, but he's oddly comfortable there.
So he's actually taking orders, handing out food, the whole deal.
Yeah, he's engaging with people in the drive-thru directly, handing out orders, small talk, even paying for some meals.
I have to admit, the image of Trump manning the fry station is not one I'll forget anytime soon.
It's definitely a choice.
A very calculated one, I'd say, especially with the comments he made.
Oh yeah, like when he brings up Kamala Harris.
Exactly. He says he's worked at McDonald's for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Classic Trump, slipping in a dig even while serving up a Big Mac.
So what's he really getting at there? Why bring up Kamala Harris at a McDonald's?
It's all about the contrast, right? Remember when Harris talked about working at McDonald's? Which, by the way, she later said she hadn't actually done.
Right.
But Trump, bringing it up here, he's painting himself as the guy who understands hard work, unlike, in his view, these out-of-touch elites.
So he's using this really ordinary setting to make a bigger point about his work ethic, trying to connect with his base.
And let's be real, a lot of his supporters probably see themselves as hardworking Americans, so it's a message that likely resonates.
It's pretty clever. Even if you don't agree with him, he's reinforcing that image.
Yeah.
The successful businessman who gets the value of hard work.
Exactly. It's not just what he's saying, but how he's saying it. All this I love McDonald's, I love jobs language.
It's all very down-to-earth, relatable.
He's working hard to shed that out-of-touch elite image.
And really hammering home that one of the people persona.
Precisely.
And that's probably the key, right? He's selling this image. I'm just like you.
It's all about that personal connection, making people feel like he's on their side, gets them, hears them. That's powerful stuff.
Definitely. And let's not forget, this wasn't just a photo op with burgers and fries.
Yeah.
He also used this as a chance to answer some questions from reporters.
Oh, absolutely he did. He didn't shy away from the press, even with all those supporters around.
So we're seeing a few different sides of Trump here. The guy charming the crowd, the politician answering tough questions. What can you tell us about how he handled those reporter questions? Did he stick to the script, or did things get a little unscripted?
Well, there was that moment when a reporter asked him about the election, the whole, will you accept the results if you lose?
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh.
always a tense topic.
And his response, classic Trump. He says something like, well, I'm ahead in the polls, projecting that confidence, right? But then he adds, I'll accept it if it's a fair election.
So a little bit of I'll win, but thrown in there.
Exactly. He's planting that seed of doubt just in case. It's strategic, keeping his base energized, and maybe even sowing a little distrust in the process.
It's that classic Trump playbook, never back down, always project strength. And for his supporters, that message resonates. He's the fighter, the one willing to challenge the system. It's all very much in line with that outsider image he's cultivated.
For sure, and it plays right into those feelings of frustration that some people have with traditional politics. He's the anti-politician, the one who doesn't play by the rules, and that's appealing to a certain segment of voters.
And this McDonald's event, it's like the perfect stage for that message, right? It's unscripted, off the cuff, feels more authentic than a staged rally.
Speaking of authenticity, there's this one moment in the footage. It's when a reporter asks him how he connects so well with voters.
Oh, yeah. Remember that.
And his answer is surprisingly simple. He just says, I think just by being myself.
It's fascinating, right? Because in a way, he's saying what you see is what you get.
No filter, take it or leave it.
Exactly. And in politics, where everything feels so staged and polished, that kind of straight talk can be refreshing.
Even if you don't love everything he says, there's a certain honesty to it, a rejection of all the typical political BS.
And that resonates especially with people who are tired of feeling like politicians are all talk and no action. They see him as the antidote to that. Even if they don't agree with everything he says, it's almost like he's saying, I'm not fake, I'm not playing a role, this is me.
And that message, whether you agree with him or not, it's powerful. It taps into this deep desire for authenticity that people have, especially in a world where it feels like everything is filtered and curated.
So this McDonald's visit, with all its strangeness and contradictions, it's a really interesting example of how Trump connects with his base.
It's political theater for sure, but it's effective theater. He's chosen a relatable setting, reinforced his image, and controlled the message. There's a lot to unpack there.
It's a reminder that in politics, sometimes the simplest messages, when delivered with conviction, they can be incredibly effective.
And more importantly, it shows how crucial it is to understand your audience, to know what resonates with them, to connect on a gut level. That's something politicians of all stripes can learn from.
It really makes you think, this whole McDonald's thing, it's not just about fast food, it's about something much bigger.
Oh, absolutely. It's like holding a mirror up to our political landscape.
And what's fascinating is it works. For Trump supporters, this kind of event, it really seems to cement that connection.
Well, think about it, McDonald's. It's like this symbol of America, right? Working class values, everyday life.
Yeah, everyone's been there, had a Big Mac, stood in that line.
Exactly. It's familiar, it's relatable, and by putting himself right there in the middle of it...
He's saying, I'm one of you, without actually having to say it.
Precisely. He's not some out-of-touch politician making promises from a distance. He's right there handing out burgers, talking to people.
And that kind of personal touch, it goes a long way, especially in politics.
Oh, for sure. It cuts through the noise, the staged rallies, the scripted speeches. It feels more real, more authentic.
And that's what's so interesting about all this, right? It's like he's deliberately going against the grain, breaking those traditional political norms.
And for some voters, that's a breath of fresh air. They're tired of the same old song and dance.
It's like he's saying, I'm different, I do things my own way. And whether you agree with him or not.
It's a powerful message.
Absolutely. So as we kind of dissect this whole McDonald's event, we're seeing a lot of things at play, right? There's strategy, there's showmanship, a deep understanding of his base, and this carefully crafted persona that he's perfected.
He knows his audience, that's for sure.
And that's a lesson for any politician, really, no matter what side of the aisle you're on.
It's about connecting with people on a gut level, understanding their values, their hopes, their frustrations.
And sometimes that connection, it can start with something as simple as a shared meal, a handshake, a moment of genuine interaction.
Who knew we'd be getting a political science lesson at the drive-thru?
Right. From Big Macs to big picture politics, it's been quite a deep dive.
That's what we do here, always digging deeper.
Well, on that note, we're about out of time, but before we go, we want to leave you with something to think about.
A little food for thought.
In a world where politics often feels more like a show than anything else, how can we, as voters, become more discerning? How can we cut through the noise and have more meaningful conversations about the issues that really matter?
Those are the million-dollar questions.
And until our next deep dive, we encourage you to keep those questions in mind.
And maybe grab some fries while you're at it.
Until next time.
Thank you. Hi, Mom.
Good luck to
Look
you.
at Mom over there. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. You have a great mom? Good or great? That's right. She knew what to say. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. Wow, so nice.
All right, you're doing a good job.
Okay, these are nice people we're meeting, huh?
Yes, and this is, go ahead. So your hands won't be
Okay,
too heavy.
got it. Larry, look at this guy. I'm not going to mess with him, huh?
How you doing,
You
sir?
look fantastic. Hello.
This is my new baby boy.
How are you? Your new baby. How are
Yes.
you?
Doing great.
Kids, how are
This is my
you?
niece.
So this is compliments of me, okay?
All right.
You go have a
Thank
good
you.
time. Don't eat too much,
I
right?
won't. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, man. You take care. Thank you, honey. Have a good time. Thank you. It's cute. This is fun. I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you. Hi, darling. How are you?
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet
Oh,
you.
you're not
I
ordinary.
mean, thank you so much.
You
for
are
your
not
work.
ordinary. I can see.
We pray for you,
Thank you very
and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.